by Mr. Weber of Texas.
Pursuant to House Resolution 892, the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Weber, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Texas.
Mr. Chairman, I rise to offer a very important amendment to the state of Texas. This amendment is non-controversial and mirrors language by Senator Cornyn in the Senate's version of WRDA. Thanks to Chairman Schuster for making our ports and waterways a critical national priority and for bringing this important legislation to the floor today. Mr. Chairman, this amendment would simply require the Army Corps of Engineers to take into account the existing data, studies, and information developed by the Gulf Coast Community Protection and Recovery District when conducting the Coastal Texas Protection and Restoration Study authorized in the Water Resources and Development Act of 2007. The Gulf Coast Community Protection and Restoration District, or GCC-PRD, was formed in the aftermath of Hurricane Ike by 6 Texas counties encompassing Houston and southeast Texas. Counties were Harris, Galveston, Brazoria, Chambers, Jefferson, and Orange. Hurricane Ike struck this region in 2008, caused $37.5 billion with the B dollars in damage nationwide, making it the 3rd costliest hurricane in United States history. The storm caused over 100 fatalities, washed away homes, flooded communities, and shut down much of the nation's and the region's energy production. The effects of another major hurricane in the Houston region and our nation would be devastating. Over 6 million people call this area home, and many work in critical economic sectors like healthcare and energy refining. The impact would be felt in every congressional district across the country. For example, according to reports published immediately after Hurricane Ike made landfall, gas prices spiked between 30 and 60 cents per gallon across many states due to the disruption in energy production in the Houston region. In 2013, the Texas General Land Office entered into an agreement with GCC-PRD to conduct a 3-phase storm surge suppression study. The Phase 3 report was released this past June. In addition to this study, the GLO and the Army Corps of Engineers are moving forward in partnership on the Coastal Texas Protection and Restoration Study. Once completed, this study will make the case for coastal infrastructure projects that would qualify for federal dollars and would protect our vulnerable coastal communities and a major part of this nation's energy production. The study received funding in the President's fiscal year 2017 budget, but the current timeline for completion of this study is over 5 years. Mr. Speaker, it's been 8 years since Hurricane Ike, and this timeline is unacceptable. So, Mr. Speaker, protecting the Texas coast from dangerous storms is a critical federal interest and a national priority. This amendment would simply require the Army Corps to tap into an existing pool of data and information developed by Texans in an effort to shorten the completion timeline of the Coastal Protection and Restoration Study. I urge adoption of this amendment. I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserved. Does any member wish to speak in opposition? The gentleman from Texas is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I urge adoption of the amendment, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Texas. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed.